Hey everyone, how are you doing? I have a new update of the Melody Trigger version 1.2 for you. So one of the good things here is if you already used the version 1, you can just replace those devices with the version 2, and everything which was put in there and stored in there will be taken over to the next version. So just to make sure, just to be 100% sure, just save those sets as new Ableton Live sets, just to be 100% sure that no things will be missed out there. Okay, so yeah, we got a whole new section here which you can open up by clicking on this M button here, and this is 50% about note duration and some more functions here. So let us have a look on the note duration, because the default is you can use a preset duration which you can set in here. So we can set different note length via this preset field here. Yeah, you get the picture, and you can use, if you use a different MIDI input than an eDrum, which is not able to send the duration of notes. If you use a MIDI keyboard or a push, for example, you can use the live duration here as well if you activate this down below here. So now the new thing here is you can actually use two different setups here, which would be until next note. So now if I'm hitting the pad, the notes will be staying on until the next notes are coming. So this is really nice for pad sounds or for longer bass notes, for example, and when you just play really completely without a click, and if you want to have longer stuff and just changing it when you're hitting it next or pushing it next. Cool. So maybe you have just seen this. There is a note off function here now as well. Let's jump to this. So you can quickly, easily set this up to a pad via the sync and MIDI note input here. Obviously you can key map or MIDI map those as well. Yeah, set this button here, note off here as well, or use the MIDI note input. So for example, now I'm triggering a note, and because it's set until next note, but I might want to switch it off, I now have this note off function here as well. Cool. So we have one more function here, which is the multiply function for the note duration. So as you might know, you are only able to set up note lengths, preset note lengths here, up to half notes. So it might not be long enough, and if you want to have longer notes, you can multiply those values by, for example, by 2, and now you would get 4 like whole bar notes. Yeah, so notes lasting 1 bar if you have a 4/4 bar. So another reason for this multiply thing is because when I played my performance and I was preparing, I really don't like the view here. So if you're seeing now everywhere everything is yellow, and I'm not pretty sure where my notes are starting and stuff. So I quite like it to have note durations in 16th note, and then multiply those. If I want longer notes, if I now want a whole bar note, I have to multiply all the 16th notes by 16, and I can set this up with a mouse click and then move up or down or put in a number when this field is selected. So now I only have preset 16th notes in here, but I multiply them by 16, so I get a whole bar note in 4/4. I mean, okay. So obviously, if you have until next note or multiply note activated, you can't use a live note duration, and this will be shown here and let you know with this red panel over here that duration is not, even if it's clicked on, it's not active. So yes, you need, if you want to still use note duration, live duration, you have to go back to preset and live, which is the default setting. Okay, another really great function I implemented here is a sequence and step set and bang, you could say another jump function to a certain place. So for example, if we have, let's say, 4 sequences, and we always want to jump to a certain point, maybe even if in multiple melody trigger devices, to a certain point, let's say we want to jump to sequence number 2, step 5, because maybe there's something we like, a different part is happening there, and at a certain point during our performance or during our music making, we want to jump there. So we can set this up here. So first field here would be the sequence. So we said sequence number 2 and step 5. Yeah, so that would be this step here. So let's say we are in, don't know, sequence number 3 and playing some stuff there. And now we want to jump to sequence number 2, step 5. We have this F button for fire here. And now we jump there. And when I'm playing now, it's playing the next field or this exact step I put in here, step number 5, obviously. So this can happen via a direct MIDI note input as well. Same here with the note off. Obviously, you can MIDI map this or key map this button here, this fire button here. So, but if you want to be flexible with your MIDI note inputs and use different MIDI note inputs during one Ableton Live set, use those functions here, which you have like in the trigger edit section on the front here as well. So all those functions are able to be set by a direct MIDI note input, and you can change this, you can automate this input if you want to have different notes doing different things in your set. This is a really good way to do. So this function is available here as well, and I activated it pressing S for sync. So it's waiting now, and I'm hitting a pad, and now this jumping to a certain sequence and a certain step is being triggered by this pad, which is sending this MIDI note E3 here. So one more function I can activate here, or I can change, is if I don't want to only jump there and then I need to trigger the step with a different pad, I can set this whole function here to bang. So just activating the B here. And if I'm, let's say I'm somewhere in sequence number 4, I'm playing some weird notes, and now if I'm hitting my pad or pressing the F for fire button for the sequence, step, set and bang, I'm jumping to sequence number 2, step 5, and it bangs out this particular step and the MIDI note which is in there. So this way you can jump like wherever you are in a improvisation. Maybe you can always say, okay, I want this melody trigger device or multiple instances of trigger devices, always jump to this certain step, bang it out, or just set it there. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you don't have the device yet, make sure to check it out. There is more stuff, like a longer run through all the functions if you're new to this. In a video link down below, there's a long walkthrough. If you buy this pack, you will get this device plus 2 sets, Ableton Live sets as well, where I show, or where I already programmed some stuff in. So this will give you some good starting point, I hope so, if you are new to this. Okay, cool. So keep in touch and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and take care. Bye bye.